Why is running back volume critical for fantasy football success? Imagine a running back who touches the ball 20 times in a game. That high number of touches means more chances to score points, right? In fantasy football, that's exactly why volume matters so much. Running back volume is the total number of times a player gets the ball, whether through rushing attempts or passing targets. The more touches a running back gets, the higher their potential to rack up fantasy points. Unlike wide receivers or tight ends, where the quality of targets can make a big difference, running backs mainly relying on how often they get the ball to produce points. In most fantasy leagues, you need to start to running backs and sometimes a flex spot, which is usually a running back or wide receiver. That makes running backs with high volume very valuable because they have more opportunities to score. Even if a running back isn't the most efficient, getting a lot of carries and targets can still make them a top scorer. This is because touchdowns and yardage often come from volume. The more times a player touches the ball, the more chances they have to find the end zone or gain big yardage. Running backs who see a lot of touches tend to be more consistent week to week. When a player is involved in the game regularly, their floor, or the minimum points they can score, stays higher. This predictability helps fantasy managers avoid big swings in their weekly scores. Plus, running backs who catch passes add even more value. They don't just run the ball, they also contribute through the passing game, which diversifies their scoring options. Monitoring how many touches a running back gets is key, especially during the season. If a starter gets injured, the backup with a sudden increase in touches can become a goldmine for fantasy points. That's why paying attention to snap counts and usage trends is so important. Advanced metrics like yards per team play help identify players who not only get the ball often but also produce well with those touches. In fantasy football strategy, prioritizing running backs who are clear volume leaders on their teams is a smart move. These players tend to have higher ceilings because they get more opportunities to score. Backs with limited touches or shared workloads usually have lower ceilings and floors, making them riskier choices. So, in simple terms, running back volume is the backbone of fantasy football success. It's directly linked to how many chances a player has to score points, and that makes volume a key factor in player analysis and projections. The more a running back touches the ball, the more likely they are to help you win your league.